कुछ ऐसा कर कमाल कि तेरा हो जाऊं, किसी और का हूँ फिलहाल कि तेरा हो जाऊं. My musical journey, I would say, started when I was 4, Dennis. My grandmother was masters in music, but she passed away like, I don't know, 3 months right after my birth. So people thought I inherited, these qualities from her. Okay, cool. We are rolling.
We're rolling, huh? All right. All right.
Billboard86 podcast.
So, this is the 5th episode, and welcome to the 5th episode. With us, we have Shivansh, and I'm so excited to have Shivansh over here. And just pre-podcast, I understand from Shivansh that the story behind his song and behind releasing the song and working with Sulaiman has not been told out, is what I understand. So, here you go. Shivansh is going to break it down over here. Thank you, Shivansh, for coming here.
Thank you so much, Dennis. Feels good. And thank you so much for calling me here. And also, yes, for sure. I mean, I think it's one of those podcasts where I'm going to be completely candid. It's 11 o'clock in the night at India, and I'm, just maybe closing my day with your podcast. So really, really fun. I think some nice conversations. Looking forward to that.
Cool, man. In other news, by the way, Shivansh, did you know that, what do you say, Matthew McConaughey started a YouTube channel and Post Malone sang a country song?
What, really? Why
Yeah.
don't you share like the link after this podcast so that I can check it out right away?
Yeah, man. Sure, I'm going to do
But
that.
that's super cool.
Yeah,
That's
that-
something to look forward to.
yeah, that's crazy.
There are so many new things happening, honestly. To start with, who would imagine singing with the mightiest composers in India just by getting on an Instagram live? So
Yeah. So the thing is that digital presence is getting very important, is what I understand. Somewhere or the other, a new creator is born every day. So
sure.
not many creators are born
I'm
every
true,
day.
man. Yeah. For sure. I'm cutting you off, but there's so many people that I know on Instagram today who are making reels, who are making videos, who are creating their own podcasts. So content curation, especially during the lockdown, has gone so high.
Yeah.
It's not even funny. I mean, I know people who really are dropping a song every week. Like at least I know Sulaiman are dropping a song every week, which is like a tough thing to really maintain.
Yeah.
And so much is happening all around. So it's just crazy,
man. But you got into meeting with Sulaiman on an Insta live, and it's also there in your music video. Pata Nahi ka music video. It shows your story basically, right? Isn't that right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So just to understand, what do you say? You've been training on classical music for quite some time, right? Did you actually choose to do classical music and do this kind of a fusiony thing? And how did you land up with Sulaiman, dude? What's the story?
That's very recent, actually. My musical journey, I would say, started when I was 4, Dennis. So I was a little kid and used to sing in, the family functions or the gatherings that we used to have.
Yeah.
So like my parents, they thought it'll be nice if, they admitted me to a music school and I, sort of pursued what I had.
Yeah.
My grandmother was masters in music, but she passed away like, I don't know, 3 months right after my birth. So people thought I inherited, these qualities from her. And I don't, really mind believing that. Moving on, I started learning music, classical music, Indian classical, and I'm still learning. I was 4 when I started. I'm 22 now. Cut to the lockdown starting almost like a year back, mostly this time only, last year. So, people started doing live videos. It became like a new trend, the new cool thing to be a part of. So it was in, I think, July or August when Salim sir started this live video. He doesn't do it too often, but I think I was really lucky. So I got on one of his live videos, and I just sang one of my songs, which was Pata Nahi, and he quite liked it. So that live just ended like that. I just sang it, he liked it, and that's it. A few months later we connected. So I used to keep sending him messages. He was kind enough to reply, and he just asked me if I want to get it produced. I was like, okay, I'll find a producer. But then he told me he would want to produce it himself. So imagine, somebody who I used to look up to, like an ideal for sure. He still is, asking me if I would be okay if he produced my song. So that's like a dream come true, really. There's no other way for it. I can't really think about any other way to describe it. So yeah, it was in September or October when we started working on the song remotely. He was in Mumbai, I was in Delhi, and he sent me the first mix, and I'm blown away. Because Pata Nahi was always like an acoustic song for me, just with my guitar or my keyboard. But he killed it with this production, because all the fusiony stuff, the really nice electronic vibe that he added to it, and at the same time we had sitar, we had sarod, we had so many Indian instruments, we had tabla, so it was quite something. And I went there in late December to record my final dub, and we shot the video in Mumbai in a single day, and a week later we released it on my birthday, which was a really, really nice thing to have. Like it'll stay as a good memory with me. Right. And here I am. This is the whole story.
Yeah, great, man. By the way, I love the lyrics also. Like lyrics goes with the video. It's really good.
I wrote this when I was back there in 12th grade. Giving my final school exams, and I wrote this as a poem. And somebody asked me if I could give a melody to this whole, I don't know, the couple of lines that I've written. So I thought it's a nice idea. I mean, why not? So I composed it like maybe a year later, while I was in first year of college. And then I just stayed with the song. I just kept it somewhere, and just like that. So it's only after 2 years when I got on the live video, I sang it to Salim sir, and he picked it up. So that's how it started.
That's great, man. So Pata Nahi is like, it's like you want something, you're chasing something, but what do you say? You're satisfied with what you have, but you really want to go further because there's something empty. That's what I understand. Yeah. But this is the entire lyrics written by you in one shot, or like did you take some time, kind of you developed it over years, or how did this happen?
Yeah, I think mostly just single go. So how I compose songs is I just take like a key on my keyboard, like a scale, and then I just improvise. So maybe the first time I was singing, it's not exactly this, but I think it's 80% there or 85% there, because I just take a key, I think of a melody, and I just keep singing, with random words coming to my head, and then they start taking shape. Yeah. So it's mostly in a single go, because I lose the flow once I stop composing. Okay. So, that's how I mostly work.
All right, man. So you studied business and all, man. So you did a lot of B school.
You've done your homework well.
Yeah, you are still working, right? That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
What do you do?
I studied I pursued this degree called Bachelor of Management Studies, which is like a mini MBA. Yeah. And now I'm working as an analyst in a consulting firm. Yeah. So, which is very different from my artistic life. Yeah. But it's a good balance to have. So, I'm happy with the pace I'm following, and just kind of going.
So you're just kind of going with the flow, Shivansh. That's
I think so. Yeah.
But I'm sure that you have an inert desire to succeed. Because everybody has an inert desire to do that. So
I think that's with Capricornians, yeah. That's like my sun sign trait.
But do you have a musical related ऐसा कुछ goal है क्या मेरे को इधर पहुंचने का है?
I really want to, make more music and put it out, and work with the greatest composers once in my life. Whenever, I don't know,
And
who knows, what comes
yeah,
my way when.
you never know.
So,
You never know.
but really, bottom line being, I really want to make more
Yeah.
music, put it out in the world for the world to know that this is the kind of music Shivansh
Yeah.
makes, and just not stop. Really, because what I've seen is people make a song or two maybe, and then they just go dormant. I don't want to be that kind of a
Yeah.
magician. So I just really think, and it's a desire, or it's a wish, that I just keep doing what I'm doing
Yeah.
right now. Keep at it, make it big, and expand it as much as I can. Do some nice movies, nice songs, and yeah, that's it. Keeping it simple.
So you're just focused on making great music. That's what I understand. वो अच्छा music
Yeah.
बनाना है. Like
Yeah.
whatever the medium, whatever the platform, I just want to make great music and just put it out there.
Yeah, I mean, there's just one thing that I learned from Mr. Salim
Yeah.
Merchant, which is, he always says, I don't want to make hit music. I don't want to make music that sells. I want to make music that I really like. I want to make good music. If it's good, if I like it, I'll be confident in putting it out to
Yeah.
the world. And the world will like
Right.
it. And if they don't, that's okay. I'll create something else. But I don't want to make a formula-based
Yeah.
song, which might work wonders, but it's not me.
Yeah.
So that's the process that I want to follow. It makes a lot of sense
Yeah.
to me, and I think it's a nice approach to follow as an
Yeah.
artist.
Cool, man. Like you have an open mindset. That's one of the most important things, and kudos to you, dude. So when you were doing these B schools, and what do you say, and you were in school, so since the podcast is called a mixtape of memories, I just wanted to understand, during this time, during this period, like till college or school, like from the time you began your musical journeys, what would be one of your kind of, like, you would say, this is my major accomplishment, मेरे जिंदगी का सबसे बड़ा accomplishment ये है. So what would that be?
That's a big question, man, because you really cannot just pinpoint one thing. But I think school, I performed. It was a big concert. It was a live musical that we did in school, where we were performing for a crowd of almost 5,000 people in front of us. Pretty nice, concert. I was in 12th grade. Still have memories of it. Really liked it. Cut to college. The college that I was in, that's called Shahid Sukhdev College of Business Studies. It's one of the finest undergraduate business schools in Asia. And the day I went into it, the day I got admitted to it, I lost it. I really screamed at I went to my terrace, screamed, told my friends, my family. That was one milestone that I still really cherish. Cut to this concert, or maybe a performance that I did in my college, which was my last performance, by the way. And, all I remember is there were just flashlights in front of me. It was supposed to be like a 15-minute set.
Yeah.
1-5. So by the time I was supposed to complete my third song, the organizer came, whispered in my ear. He's like, "Man, you know what? Why don't you just make it like an hour-long set?" And I'm like, "Man, do we not have things ahead?" He's like, "We can postpone, but this is your last performance. Why don't you take it away?" And that concert is really special for me. So I think that, and then the most recent one will be working with Sulaiman. Really, what used to be my end goal of life, musically, artistically, to start with that. I think, what can you really say?
Cool, man. So I just want to understand कि ये जो last concert that you did, ये दिल के बहुत पास रहेगा ना, like because it's like magical. The way you're saying it itself is like.
Yeah, I mean, last right now because uske baad I really did not get a chance to perform because lockdown. But I mean, last performance of my college days, there was a really nice crowd. People enjoyed what I was singing. So, what really does an artist need more than the audience, who is ready to listen? So, yeah, I thought it's something that I might not get in a long time. So,
ये जो
memory to
process
cherish.
हुआ है आपके साथ, like what do you say, last 1 hour you sang for an hour, you did a 1 hour set, that also, like what do you say, what do you call it, impromptu, like 15 minutes से 45 minutes और extend हो गया. So I just want to understand कि what do you say, at that time when you were playing certain song, you might have felt a lot of energy, right? ये पूरा 1 hour तक like all the songs were high energy, or is there one song that you remember that you played and you were like, woo, this is like taking my feet off the ground?
No, my sets are always impromptu. First of all, like I never, which is I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but I never decide what I'm going to sing on the stage. It's just that if I know 50 songs, I pick any random 20 songs off my list and then I just keep singing them. As far as the energy is concerned, Dennis, a lot of it also comes from the audience. So sometimes you're singing a soft song and people are just vibing to it, which is great. Sometimes you're singing a song like, so there's this I remember from that concert, there's this Punjabi song called Filhal.
No, I'm not.
You've heard. When it goes like,
कुछ ऐसा कर कमाल के तेरा हो जाऊं, किसी और का हूँ फिलहाल के तेरा हो जाऊं, किसी और का हूँ फिलहाल के तेरा हो जाऊं.
So it's got that energy, it's got that vibe for me. It progresses and becomes like a really massive track towards the paragraph, towards the verse. So I still distinctly remember, when I completed my set, I was like, oh man, don't give me any other recording, but I just wish somebody recorded that song because I think I really killed it. And, I still go back to that recording and listen to myself.
Yeah, you played that right now. I've not heard the song, but it was like, it.
But you must, I don't sing a lot of Punjabi songs, but whenever I do it with all of my heart. And I really
it sounded really good though. You quickly picked it up, like it was like on the tip of your fingers. See that,
man, what I gonna say? I mean, I really just keep singing all the time. My family's fed up of me now. My friends are fed up of me. But I just keep singing. That's my second language.
So just want to understand ki, in the entire process that you worked with apna Salim sir, so how, kind of which part of the process were you like in awe, like as like, woo, this is amazing? I
think everything. Dennis, honestly, because the way they think, the way they handle things, the way they sort of I don't know, handle or their approach to everything is different. But I still remember when I was in Mumbai almost during the final leg of my song. Salim sir was doing some final touches and auditions to the song, and just look at him while he's working on your song. Right? It's your baby. He was working on it, and I was just looking at him, and I'm like, wow, is this for real? And I think that's something that I'm going to stay with for a long.
Yeah. So what I understand is that he's got that sincerity and that heart to like make your song great. That's what. Yeah.
For sure.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. That's good to know, man. Like
for him, it's not your song or somebody else's song or
his own
song. For him, it's a song that he wants to do justice to.
Right.
Honestly. So, which is one thing which is every artist should follow. Honestly. It's nobody's song. It's a song. It doesn't come with an ownership.
Right.
So.
I just want to understand कि इसमें ऐसा कुछ you thought कि अरे this is very difficult, man. This I have not done. I don't want to do this. Like ये क्या चल रहा है? Like I'm confused. ऐसा कुछ हुआ था क्या तुम्हारे साथ?
No, I don't think so, man. Not really. It was all. I really sat on a roller coaster ride, and then it just kept
fun.
running for me. Honestly, it was roller coasters are
some
fun,
people,
man.
Dude. Like it's for some people, it's fun. Like for folks like me, we get down and we're like, what happened? What just happened? Why did I do this? I'm never gonna do this. And then you do it all over again.
No, for me, it was all fun. It still is. I really enjoy the process.
Yeah.
The pace, the experience.
So, talking about roller coasters, are there any roller coasters in Delhi, man?
Yeah, really, there are some. But I was recently there in Dubai, and I had one of the really, really fast roller coasters. I kind of like stuff around all of this. When there had some nice rides. Life is a roller coaster.
Life is definitely a roller coaster, man. So, if life was a roller coaster for me, I would be puking all the way. But for some people, life is a roller coaster. To me, thank God for me, it's not a roller coaster.
You really don't like roller coasters,
like,
don't you?
I'm a Mumbai kid. SL World is my place, but SL World में जाने के बाद मैं dashing car खेलता हूँ. That's me.
No, I really like because I mean there are only so many regrets.
Yeah,
you can live.
Sorry to cut you there, man, but there's something that, like what you were saying, like there is roller coaster and there is me, and I always want to get on a roller coaster. I want to get like अरे मेरे को उल्टी आ रहा है लेकिन I want to try, I want to get over my fear. ऐसा भी एक सिस्टम है मेरे पास मेरे दिमाग में और ऐसे हिचक के मैं घुस जाता हूँ.
Yeah, अच्छा, you must have that one pushing force inside you, because oh man, why would you not take a roller coaster when you're in adventure parks?
Yeah. Great, man. Great. Nice. So, kind of you've constantly been there and, you're keeping at it and you're going at it and you're classically trained. There are many musicians, who are not classically trained, right? There are many singers who are not classically trained. Like, there are many people who are self-taught, like from playing music to recording music to, programming them. There are many people who are self-taught. So, what's your views on people who are self-taught, and what's your views on people who have studied for over the years? Like, for example, you've studied for over the years, and both of you are running a parallel race. Both of you have the same dream. So what do you see is the major difference between you and them, and what do you think about this thing?
I really don't think there's a difference, honestly, Dennis, because artists are artists. I mean, if you're performing on a stage with 5,000 people in front of you, nobody's going to ask you for your degree. If you're sounding nice, then you're sounding nice. And if you're not, maybe, I know people who have studied for over the years and, they still sound shit. But I still know people who have not trained themselves in classical or anything, but they sound fabulous. So it's always, the kind of, learning music, getting trained in it is one thing. Practicing music and being consistent at that is another. I think there is no excuse for practice, no matter what. No matter if you're trained or not, or if you got that formal education. But if you're sounding good without training, why not? Plus, I mean, you can always get into a school and learn some things, and then maybe up your game. But I don't think it's bad to not get trained. So
great to know that you have the experience, man.
Practice is one thing that I think is almost indispensable in an artist's journey. If you're skipping practicing, then you're skipping.
That's true. So you said that you're gonna go with the flow, right? And that's where you're headed. You're like a river that's gonna end up in a big sea of music. So since you're in the you're from the business school. Have you studied about the red ocean and the blue ocean thing, the fonda? So red ocean is basically beat the competition, and blue ocean is basically make the competition irrelevant.
Yeah.
So that's the idea. Yeah. So
No, I think music
yeah,
will always be a red ocean, Dennis.
yeah.
It's nobody's monopoly. There are so many artists, but as long as nobody's hampering
Mm-hmm.
another artist's growth, I think it's all. See, there are so many of
Mm-hmm.
us listening and consuming content. So there's never
Yeah.
enough music in the world, is what I feel. You can always listen to just
Yeah.
one more song, right? So as long as the other artist is supporting you, or at least is not hampering your growth, I think it's good to be in the
Yeah.
red ocean. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. That's how it is. So
But before you go, and before
yeah.
my throat really gives up on me, wanted to know, what do you do? Because I did
Yeah.
my homework and I got to know stuff, but never got to ask you. But
Apart
what do
from
you
this
do apart from this
podcast,
podcast?
all right. So apart from this podcast, I am I'm a working HR. Like, what do you say? I've been working for over 10 years, and I love music. That's why music is here, and we're doing the podcast. I've been working as a recruiter, as a business partner in India. Right now, I'm in Kuwait because my wife is in Kuwait. So I tagged along with her, and I got a job here. So that's how it is. And I love to hire people. It seems that
Got it.
we are still hiring people on the other side.
Now I'm gonna send you some referrals for sure, and you gotta hire them, buddy.
Yeah, for sure. So do you want to drink a little water and want to play a bit of Pata Nahi for us?
No, I'm okay. I'm okay without water. I'll just do it quickly. So this song's called Pata Nahi. It's my debut single, and yeah, here we go. कुछ तो है खोया खोया सा अंदर एक खोखलापन, कहाँ जाऊं क्या ढूंढना है ये पता नहीं। कुछ तो है खोया खोया सा अंदर एक खोखलापन, कहाँ जाऊं क्या ढूंढना है मुझे पता नहीं। सपने मेरे जो है मेरे सामने, पालूंगा इन्हें कभी ना कभी अगर किस्मत साथ दे मेरी। कुछ तो है खोया खोया सा अंदर एक खोखलापन, कहाँ जाऊं क्या ढूंढना है मुझे ये पता नहीं। सपने अधूरे हैं जिद भी है पूरी, जिंदगी अच्छी चल रही फिर भी लगे अधूरी। सपने अधूरे हैं जिद भी है पूरी, जिंदगी अच्छी चल रही फिर भी लगे अधूरी। अपने तो कहते हैं तू मांगना चाहता है, अपने तो कहते हैं तू मांगना चाहता है, पर मांगू क्या उनसे ये पता नहीं। कुछ तो है कोई सा अंदर एक खोखलापन, कहाँ जाऊं क्या ढूंढना है मुझे ये पता नहीं। कुछ तो है खोया सा अंदर एक खोखलापन, कहाँ जाऊं क्या ढूंढना है मुझे ये पता नहीं। ये पता नहीं, ये पता नहीं। पता नहीं, ये पता You applauded a little earlier.
Yeah, well, there was something breaking off in between, and I thought you stopped.
No, that's okay. That's fine. That's fine. I like the applauses.
Yeah, but I loved it. It was
so
crazy
much.
dope. It was really nice. Like you could sing like this just like out of the blue. That's cool, man. That's really so. Yeah, thanks, Shivansh, once again.
Yeah. So good luck to you, Dennis, and your podcast and everything that you're doing, and lots of love to your family. And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming.
On this podcast.
Lots of love to you, your family, your folks, everybody, man. Like big shout out to everybody, and stay connected.